Good morning. Probably the most important verse in Genesis, if not in the whole of the Old Testament, would be the very first one, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But I've chosen for our brief thought for this morning to begin at the end at Genesis 50:20. As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring about this present result, to preserve many people alive. You know the story that spans many chapters of Genesis. Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery. Yeah, the youngest sibling always gets treated the worst, right? Well, he spent several years as a prisoner and as a slave in Egypt, and then he rose to second in command in the country. And then in that position, he was able to save his brothers and their families from a famine. At the end, he tells them that they meant their deeds for evil, but God meant it for good, to save many people alive in the end. Someone asked me just recently, why does God allow evil to persist? Why did God create Lucifer in the first place, knowing that he would rebel and become Satan and cause so much evil in the world? Why doesn't he just go ahead and cast Satan into the lake of fire and be done with him? Good questions. I've got, about a minute to solve those questions. The problem of evil in the presence of a good and all-powerful God has vexed theologians and philosophers ever since the beginning. Let's start with the sovereignty of God. The Bible clearly establishes that, and it is affirmed in this verse. You meant it for evil, God meant it for good. God is in control of the details. And so we conclude that in the mind of the sovereign God, the world in which real evil really exists is somehow better, somehow to be preferred, than a world in which everyone does only good all the time because they have to. They are robots. God loves people, and he wants them to love him and to love one another. But for love to be love, there must be the ability to not love. Forced love is no love at all. You know that. And sadly, many, all, have chosen not to love. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Since Adam, humanity has been in rebellion against God. Even the love that we think that we have and think we can express to one another is imperfect and tainted. We are dead in our trespasses and sins, is the way the Bible puts it. But God, in his everlasting grace, has redeemed many and has enlivened them and has given them the desire to love because they now want to. They've been enlivened to love. Without minimizing or denying evil, it is somehow better this way. At the very least, Satan has unintentionally tossed us into the arms of God to trust him to bring good out of evil. Satan means it for evil. God means it for good. May God bless your day and your week.